algorithms, right, which is purely technical topic. Now, the reason why I discussed algorithms, or for that matter, if you say data structure, right, if you say uh, anything related to computer science, coding, right, C language, C programming, object-oriented concepts, right? Why I focused on these topics is because, of course, the faculties are the best at teaching, right? But when it comes to interaction with the industry, so it's very important also to know that what are the needs of the industry, right? So this time we decided to focus specifically on entrepreneurship, right? Now, if you see the I would like students also to interact with me, right, because I will also feel better. And if you have any questions, right, anytime you can ask, feel free to ask if you have any questions. Now, if you talk about entrepreneurship, right, if you see the post COVID era, so post COVID era would be, if I talk about the post COVID era, it would be let's say the time from 1st April 2020 until now. We are in the post COVID era, right? The world has changed a lot. Now, how the world has changed, if you talk about education, right, I would say it has completely changed, right? Everything has become online. And when you talk about online, so there are different platforms, right? So among the students, can some of you tell me which are the common platforms for doing online sessions? Any of the students would like to answer? Feel free, right? There is nothing right or wrong. I'm just trying to interact. So I want to know from you, what are the online platforms you have used or you have heard about that are being used in the post-COVID era? Anybody would like to answer that? Or even the faculties can answer? Hello. I would request if you can interact, that would be good. That will make the session more effective. So, Rishi sir, can you please request the participants to interact?
Dear students, please reply.
Okay, so Priyanka is saying, Priyanka Jaiswal is saying Google Meet. Okay, very good. What else? What else apart from Google Meet? Which other platforms do we have? Yes, you can speak, right? No.
Microsoft Team is there, then WebEx is there.
Okay, great, sir. Great. So we have Microsoft Teams, we have WebEx, right? We have Zoom, we have Google Meet. Now, if you talk about the pre-COVID era, right? We would have hardly heard about. No, we did hear about these platforms, right? Especially in the IT industry when you have calls. So we used to have calls using Zoom, right? But I also never used Google Meet, right? Maybe for one or two sessions I might have used, but not very frequently, right? Now you see, there are other platforms that are also coming up, right, because of the need of the industry, because of the market conditions, right? So many people are trying to develop online platforms, right? So when you talk about entrepreneurship, just a minute. So when you talk about entrepreneurship, right, the first thing is, which is very important, is what is the need of the user, right? What the user needs, right? Now, second comes your technology, right? Second comes your technology, because to enable the need, to facilitate that need of the user, you need to have technology, right? Now, I'll take another example, right? If you go 10 years ago, right, just think about the 2010, 2011 times, right? How many e-commerce sites were there? Do you remember how many e-commerce sites were there? Anybody? Yeah, students.
What, sir?
My question is that 10 years ago or maybe 15 years ago, did you hear about any e-commerce sites? Okay, Ashwini is saying no.
No, sir.
Okay. And if I talk about the present day, right? If okay, Vidushi is saying very few. Okay, great. Snapdeal, okay, Alibaba. Now, if I talk about the present day, can you name the e-commerce sites? Okay, Flipkart, Amazon, lot of them, right? Now, do you think
Myntra.
this uh, uh, this revolution? What are the other things which helped this e-commerce revolution? Okay, Vidushi is saying Big Basket, very good. What are the other things which helped the e-commerce revolution? Digitization, very good. Net, very good. Yeah. Now, if there would not have been internet, right, do you think e-commerce would have flourished? Yes or no? Now, 10 or maybe 15 years ago, right, everybody did not have access to the internet. So we used to have internet packs, right? We used to purchase internet packs. So for example, what used to happen when I was doing my engineering in 2002 to 2006 times, we used to have CDs. We have to purchase the CD, and that will give you probably 1 GB of data, right? And the CD used to cost 300, right? And we had to use it very judiciously. So whenever I used to sit on Google, right, in those times, and I always used to look at the clock that my data should not finish up, because for 1 month I have this much data only, right? But now, after 2010, the first thing which we had was smartphones, right? And the second thing which we had was internet revolution. So this enabled e-commerce as well, right? Now, previously the e-commerce was focusing on desktop sites, but when we had the smartphones era, all the e-commerce websites started focusing on the mobile apps, right? Now see the linkage, right? They are changing with the market. They are changing with the demands of the industry. Now if you see Flipkart, Amazon, Big Basket, Grofers, right, and your Ondor, then your Snapdeal, and whatever it is, right, all are not equally popular. One is always better than the another, right? One is always better than the another. Now, what do you think is the difference, right? Now, for example, if I say that A is better than B, e-commerce, right? Why do you think A is better than B? Okay, very good. Ashwini is saying service. Sharad is saying profitable. Okay, good. You can speak also if you want. You can speak also. Ease of usage. Manish is saying services. Very good. So these days we are mostly relying on the mobile apps, right? Nobody uses. Okay, Vidushi is saying quickness. Very good. So we are mostly relying on the mobile apps, right? Nobody uses desktop sites to shop on using e-commerce. So the companies also are primarily focusing on mobile apps, right? Their first focus is to make mobile app as much better as possible, right? Now, when you scroll through the mobile app, right? Now, if it's my personal experience, right, that I'll not name anybody, because which is better according to me or not, because I'm representing TCS, right? So I'll not give any specific name, but I have myself seen that if you use the filter, I'm taking just one example. If you use the filter in the e-commerce app, some of the apps have very good filter, right? Now, when you apply filter, right? For example, if I have to purchase a T-shirt, and if I say color, size, collar type, this and that, right? There is an algorithm that runs in the background. There is an algorithm that runs in the background, right, which fetches the results for us. Now, if you see, I'll talk about one very famous Flipkart, one very famous e-commerce site. Now, if you buy a cloth from that website, and if you choose the color, the biggest flaw which I find in the filter criteria is that they have written the name of the color. They have not shown the color. So we know the common colors, right? Blue, green, red, white, we know. But there are some colors, for example, if I say um, any color, let's say burgundy, right? So we do not know how it looks. So they have not shown how the color looks. So that's what I'm saying, that it is very important to understand the user's perspective, right? How easily the user can access your product. And that is one of the main pillars when you talk about entrepreneurship, right? If you want to launch any product, right? If you want to launch any product, if you want to launch any service, right? Now, in the post-COVID era, right? Now, we talked about e-commerce. We talked about, now e-commerce also has flourished in the post-COVID era, because people avoided going to the markets, going to the stores, right, to do the shopping. And especially the grocery websites like Grofers, Flip, Big Basket. And now we have many options, right? Many of them are offering groceries online. The platforms, so we have Zoom, we have Teams, we have Google Meet, right? And we have WebEx, right? So many platforms, because children are doing online classes, all the coaching centers are doing online, the exams are being conducted online, right? And of course, the IT industry is highly dependent on the online platforms, because previously also they were being used, but now everything is being done online, right? So the whole IT industry, which is responsible for sustenance of the economy, is also dependent on the online platforms, right? Now, so we talked about how technology and the need of the user is very important, right? Now I'll take another example. Let's talk about the education platforms. Can you name some common education platforms? Okay, Vidushi says Byju's, Vedantu. Okay, Byju's, Vedantu. What else? Whitehead Junior, Extra Marks. Okay, very good. Unacademy, right? Now again, if you see, now nobody is going to online classroom coachings, right? Now previously, especially in a city like Lucknow, right? So many classroom coaching, right? And they were doing very good business, right? But for the past 1.5 years, they're all closed, right? Because of course your life is more important than anything, so everybody prefers to stay home. And going to a coaching is something which can which definitely is optional, right? Because you can study at home as well. But what is happening, if you see the big names in the coaching, for example, let's say Akash Academy, right, which is an India level coaching, and a lot of other, they have launched a lot of online courses. And now what do you think? Now we talked about e-commerce. When it comes to online coaching, what do you think, what are the parameters which make difference? What are the parameters which decide that one is better than the another? What are those?
Presentation.
Okay, very good. Presentation. What else? Okay, packages, content, serviceability, quality of interaction with students. Very good, right? So if you see, if you try to visit various platforms, right, uh, you will see that they have, the way they have done the presentation to explain a specific concept, right? For example, I once went to the, like, I have Byju's installed on my phone, right? Because I still have interest in the school subjects, right? And sometimes I keep on learning whatever I see, right? So I have the free version of Byju's installed in my phone, and I was seeing one video where they were explaining the functioning of the heart, right? Now the way the 3D graphics were used, right? The animation, the 3D graphics, right? Even if you see the video, you will understand the complete thing, right? So if you see in the education technology also, because the target audience is students, right? And the faculties, right? So you have to take care, you have to understand the needs of the students, the needs of the faculties, the needs of the parents as well, right? Now, one is your presentation, of course. The second is, like, for example, uh, how do you test whether the student has understood or not, right? So in online mode, how do you test? That is also very challenging. Now, if you see certain apps, okay, very good mock test. Now, Ashwini is saying feedback, very good, right? So again, like, it is very important to also test what you have taught, because in online you cannot, if in an online class there are 50 students, you cannot keep a watch on all the 50 at one time, right? Now when my son also in the morning, he's in class 4th, and he does online classes, right? So at times he switches off the camera, right? And the teacher is not aware. So definitely there is a need for some upgradation in technology, where while the class is on, the student cannot switch off the camera, right? That kind of a technology enablement is needed, right? And there are a lot of other things, right? So when you think about entrepreneurship, right, and if you think about going online in the education industry as well, right? So you have Topper, you have Extra Marks, you have Byju's, you have Vedantu, you have Unacademy, right? You have LinkedIn Learning. So a lot of platforms are there, right? Now, one will always be more popular than the other. Now the reason is because how they better understand the need of the user, right? So focus on the user requirement is very important. Now, even in the IT industry, when we work with the clients, right? Now, when let us say a bank has to award a contract of, let's say, $5 million, right? All the companies will apply. We have TCS, we have Infosys, Wipro, Accenture, IBM, and a lot of other companies, right? All will bid, but only one will be selected. Now, what is that criteria which makes the difference for the client, right? All will have good software engineers, right? All will have techno functional people, experts of technology, right? All will have good infrastructure to run the project, right? But the client will award the contract only to one company where they see a difference, right? So do you understand the basic idea? Before we move ahead and discuss other things, do you understand the basic idea of entrepreneurship, or any questions you have at this point of time? Any questions? Okay, Vidushi says no. Okay, that's fine. Now, I'll move to the next part. Now, let us talk about some recent entrepreneurship ideas and how they have been successful, right? Now, all of you have heard about Oyo. All of you have heard about Oyo rooms. Okay, great. Now, the founder of Oyo, right? His name is Ritesh Agarwal, right? So great. So when how he came up with the idea of Oyo was when he himself used to travel. He had a hobby of traveling. So he observed that there are no budget hotels available, right, for stay. So see, when you travel, now I'm talking about a middle class person, right, uh, like me, right? So when I travel, and I belong to a middle class family, of course, we try to make the travel convenient, and at the same time, we try to save money, right? So we try to save money wherever possible so that we can enjoy as many things as possible, right? So Ritesh Agarwal, who founded Oyo, also realized this, that there is a need for budget hotels, right? Because hotels are very costly normally, right? And they eat up your expenses. And mostly, what you need is a bed, right? And maybe if it's summer season, a room with an AC, right? And if it's winters, even a room with a fan will do, right? That is all you need. But they used to charge like 1,500, 2,000 per night, so which is very costly, right? So he came up with the idea that he will develop a website which will connect. So he will not own any hotel, right? But which will connect people to all the smaller hotels. Now, why the smaller hotels? Because they find it difficult to find the customers, right? So he set up some basic criteria, like there should be a bed, there should be a cooler, there should be AC, whatever it is, right? If you have this basic criteria, you can get yourself attached to Oyo, and then I will put your ad on the. So even if you have a house and there is a room, right? If there is a room like this, which is nobody is using this room, so you can just put the ad on Oyo, and we can get it booked, right? So this way, Oyo was formed, right? And it was highly successful until COVID arrived, right? Now, of course, like after COVID arrived, travel industry and hotel industry has suffered a lot. Now they have suffered. So what they can do? What do you think they can do to overcome the losses? Can they do anything? They can reduce the fares, right? They can reduce the fares so that people still. I mean, they have to think. They have to think of some ways, right, to overcome the losses. So rather than having zero occupancy, they can have 10-20% occupancy, right? They have to see that what are the needs of the user, right? How they can still have their rooms utilized and reduce the running cost, right? So another aspect, yes. So Sharad said they have to follow SOPs, yes, standard operating procedures, add some features, yes. Priyanka said. So another aspect of entrepreneurship, that you have to be ready for ups and downs, right? Okay, Vidushi is saying they're now utilizing it as hostels. Okay, great. So another aspect of entrepreneurship is that you have to be ready for ups and downs, and you have to revive your business model. You have to change your business model, right? Based on the market condition, right? So your business model should be changed. So for example, if you see the grocery stores, right? I'm just taking a small example. Just a minute. Now, when the lockdown happened in Lucknow, I saw some of the grocery stores. What they did, they put posters, right, on their shops, where you can just call them and they will deliver the orders to your home, right? So some kind of a innovation, some kind of a change you have to do in your business model, because the market never remains the same, right? Now I'll take one more example. If you talk about an era, let's say before 2005, before 2005 or 4, right? When there were no digital cameras, right? Now there was a company called Kodak, right? Now we used to have cameras. I have used those cameras, right? We used to have a camera. Students may not be aware because you are very young. Most of the students would have been born after 2000, so you may not have seen those cameras. But we used to have a camera, and inside the camera, you had to put a roll, right? You had to put a roll which had a specific number of pics capacity. So the usual size available was 36 and 60. And there were two companies which were majorly popular. One was Kodak and the other was Fujifilm, right? So that roll used to cost anywhere around 100, 150 or 200 rupees depending on the number of pics. And if you take a pic, right? So for example, in a mobile, if you take a pic you don't like, you can take another one. But there, if you don't like the pic, right, then the cost is, you have to bear the cost for the first one also, right? Because when you develop that film, right, and you have to pay for that printing of that film also, right? So that was the era before 2000. So we used to have those cameras. I still must be having some old camera in my home, right, which my father bought for us, and that was it. And Kodak was a market leader, right? But later Kodak went bankrupt. Why? Why do you think Kodak went bankrupt? Anybody? Anybody would like to answer that? Yes? Okay. So Juhi says because of coming of digital camera. Correct, right? So after that, digital cameras came, right? Now, Kodak did not change their business model, right? So they went bankrupt because when digital camera came, they looked like a camera, and you could take a pic, then see how the pic is and take another pic, and it did not cost you anything, right? So whichever pics you liked, you can give, and the photographer will develop only those pics, right? That was it. And after that, and Vidushi is saying, as they did not study business environment. Very true, right? And after that, we had mobile cameras, right? So even digital camera, some people who are like very fond of photography, they use, but most of us now use mobile cameras, right? Because earlier when mobile cameras came, right, uh, uh, their resolution was very less, right? So if you had to take good quality pictures, you still uh, you still had to buy a digital camera, right? But for the past 5 years, the quality of cameras which are coming in the mobile, you don't need digital camera anymore, at least the common people. But professional photographers and all, they still use digital cameras. So again, see, this is how market changes, right? Now I will take another example. Have you heard about iQuanta? iQuanta. It's actually one of the largest online coaching in India for CAT aspirants, right? Now see, after this lockdown has set up, there are so many people who are offering online courses, right? Online coachings because of multiple reasons. One is uh, because there is hardly any market for classroom coachings, right? Lot of people unfortunately lost their jobs, right? So they have to sustain a living, they have to sustain their families, right? So there are a lot of options, right? So if somebody wants to join a coaching online, there are a lot of things to choose from. So if there are 10 options, I will choose only one, right? Now what are the factors do you think one can consider while choosing an online coaching? Yes, anybody? What are the factors? So physical evidence. So Sharad says
Time
physical,
utility and place utility.
sorry,
Time utility and place utility.
Okay, time utility and place utility. Vidushi says success rate, process. Sharat says, okay, all right. So, of course, success rate is very important, right? Because if you are doing a coaching for an exam, you will definitely consider that that particular teacher had how many successful aspirants before, right? That is one criteria. Second thing, of course, the knowledge level, right? The credentials of the person who is giving you the coaching, whether the time is being utilized effectively or not, right? Whether the time the coaching is being conducted is suitable for you or not, right? And there are a lot of advantages of this online model. So, for example, if somebody is sitting in the US, he wants to offer a coaching in India, he can do it, he or she can do it by sitting in the US itself, right? And a lot of other advantages and disadvantages also. One of them being that it's difficult to give a personal attention because, as I said, online you cannot monitor everybody at the same time. So, again, when it comes to this area of business, or you can say entrepreneurship, right? And if you see the various platforms like Byju's and your Topper, Extra Marks, Unacademy, Vedantu, right? If you visit their websites, only you will find the difference. The ease of navigation itself will make you feel that one is better than the another, right? You will feel more comfortable on some of the websites, right? And you will feel less comfortable in navigating and browsing the content on the others. Now, I'll take one more example. If you see, and of course, the things which we discussed, technology, your business environment, your need of the user play a very important part. If you consider another important area, which is finance, right? Now, can you tell me that if I have to buy a mutual fund, right, what are the popular websites I can go for? Or if I have to buy an investment product online, what are the popular websites I can use? Grow Up, okay, Rishi sir said Grow Up. Upstocks, Economic Times, okay, great. Now, I have also used some of these, right? And if you see, when you talk about mutual funds, right, I'll just dig into finance for a minute. There are a lot of types, right? So you have debt, equity, then you have hybrid equity, aggressive equity, right? And then you have liquid funds, you have arbitrage funds, you have gilt funds, right? So there are a lot of options, right? And they are suited for different investment needs. So for example, if you want high risk high return, you have certain funds where you can invest. If you want moderate risk moderate return, there are certain other mutual funds where you can invest. And if you have low risk low return, you have certain other mutual funds which are suitable for you. So if you see that some of the websites are very particularly focused on the selection criteria, right? So you will find your appropriate funds very easily, while in others you have to spend a lot of time. You have to spend a lot of time, and you will see that some of the apps become popular very quickly because, for example, let's say there was an app ABC, which is good now, but let's say after 6 months, another app comes XYZ, which is also offering the same services. Now ABC has to scale up. ABC has to change itself. It has to adapt to the business need, and it has to see in what ways XYZ is better. If it is not able to do, then over a period of next 6 months, people will stop using ABC and everybody will start using XYZ. So this is also another important area of entrepreneurship, that you have to be ahead in the competitive world. If you stop, if you are not adapting to change, right? If you're not adapting to change, then you will be out of the market. Now, if I'll take another example. Okay, Vidushi says we need to recognize the opportunity before competitors. Very good. Yes. Uh, I'll switch over to another another, I would say, area which all of you like is the websites giving you the ability to order food, right? So can you name some websites? Zomato, okay. Swiggy, Zomato, yeah, okay. Now, again, you see, right? So two of the most popular websites are Zomato and Swiggy, and other than that, we have Domino's. So Domino's only pizza. Pizza, if you have to order, you can use Domino's, right? And there are many other websites, takeaways and all, but most popular are Zomato and Swiggy. Now, if you see, right, Zomato recently has entered into the stock market, and they've launched their IPO, right? So, which means that they have a lot of money now in their hands, right? A lot of money they have got by selling their shares, and they can use it, they can invest it in their business. So, I'll just take one small case study, right? Now, case study, what the purpose of showing you the case study is that how do they think, right? It is not the case study which I am going to show is it's not important to understand the complete thing, but just understand the thought process of the companies and how they plan, right? So just give me a minute. Okay. So as I said, just try to understand the idea, right? No need to understand the complete logic behind the case study. So can you see my screen? I'm sharing a Word document in the web version. Yes or no? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Now, this is a case study of Swiggy, right? It's a case study of Swiggy. And what is the problem statement? Design a feature where a single user can order from multiple restaurants in a single order. So you understood what is the problem? Yes. So what is the problem? Design a feature where a single user can order from multiple restaurants in a single order. Okay. Okay. Now, a delivery person receives INR 35 per delivery. You have to optimize this system in such a way that the delivery person doesn't incur a loss. Considering that he will be, because if you're ordering from multiple restaurants, he has to visit multiple places to collect the order. So calculate the extra amount, if any, that the delivery executive will receive. The delivery charge levied on the customer is minimum. Also do consider the delivery time, since it is perishable food. So for example, an ice cream, right? So even a delay can melt it. So perishable food at stake, and a difference in 2 minutes of delivery time also makes a lot of difference. Considering the average number of orders Swiggy receives. So the other consideration what they have is that even if so they can focus on more number of orders so that any loss is break even, because some of the restaurants will be closer, some of them will be far away. So right? So to solve the problem, I started researching the company and its existing products. Swiggy is a food delivery aggregator that has multiple delivery executives available to deliver food in multiple cities, right? And currently a user can order food through Swiggy from any restaurant that is serviceable through Swiggy for that user. So you understood the problem statement? All of you understood the problem statement? Okay. Now, what is the target audience, right? So target audience for Swiggy is 20 to 40 years old, and college students, working professionals, people living away from their family, bachelors, right? So they have considered India's population 1.2 billion, that's some time ago. Now, out of 0.48 billion, considering Swiggy has 40% of the market share in the food delivery industry, so 40% of 0.48 billion is approximately 0.19 billion. So 0.19 billion is the audience that they are targeting. So certain assumptions. So Swiggy currently takes no delivery charge from the customer for nearby orders up to a certain distance. Swiggy delivery executive get paid per delivery order. There are no additional incentives because you have to take into consideration the delivery executive also, right? He should not be underpaid, right? Now the amount earned by delivery executives for each delivery equals to travel pay plus wait time pay plus successful delivery pay. Now how do they calculate the travel pay? First mile plus last mile, right? On average, the delivery executive spends 25 minutes in travel per order. So wait time pay, how do they calculate wait time pay? So 0 to 5 minutes, rupees 5, and 20 plus minutes, rupees 25, right? So total earnings per delivery is 35. Considering Swiggy's algorithm doesn't make a delivery guy wait for more than 5 minutes after reaching because the Swiggy algorithm says that after he reaches the restaurant to collect the order, he's not waiting for more than 5 minutes. Okay. Now, this was our problem statement, introducing multiple restaurant dishes in a single order. So what will be the impact on the delivery executive's earnings if we allow a single order containing multiple restaurant orders? So see how they are analyzing, right? Time for delivery would increase because of traveling to multiple restaurants, right? Preparation time will differ, which will increase the overall delivery time for the executive. Since the delivery time for each order will increase, the number of deliveries would decrease. With a decrease in the number of orders, the average number of tips would also decrease. The average tip amount could increase or stay the same. We are going to assume it stays the same. Right? So all these factors will result in decrease in the executive earnings, and he would incur a loss. So see how they have calculated. Comparison between ordering from a single restaurant. Well, now see, the problem statement was that a user should be able to order from multiple restaurants in a single order, right? So they have calculated, right, everything. They have compared single restaurant order and multiple restaurant order. Now, how to solve the problem? How do you think we can solve the problem? Anybody? How we can solve the problem? Yes. Anybody would like to try? How we can solve this problem? Anybody would like to answer how we can solve this problem to ensure that people are able to order from multiple restaurants in a single order without impacting the pay of the delivery executive? We can clearly see that the delivery executives could be incurring loss. All of you can still see my screen? Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Going to multiple restaurants for single order have to be profitable for them, or they can also cancel the order. The only way to overcome this problem is to make changes to their earnings model. So the amount earned by delivery executive for each delivery is equal to travel pay plus wait time pay plus successful delivery pay. Right? If we increase the successful delivery pay for delivery executive from rupees 5 to 20, right? Considering they are going to multiple restaurants for delivering a single order and are able to successfully deliver such orders, how will we cover up the extra rupees 15 which we will have to provide to the delivery executives? We can take rupees 30 as a delivery charge from the customer whenever she is placing an order from multiple restaurants. Rupees 30 is not an exorbitant amount for a user, but a minimal fee so they can easily pay it. Rupees 15 can be given to delivery executive and the remaining can help Swiggy with the overhead cost. So the same calculation which they had done earlier is being done now, considering we can increase the successful delivery pay. Right? Now challenges: order delivery time, assignment delay, first mile, how long before they arrive at the restaurant. So you can see lot of considerations they have done, right? Lot of considerations have been done, right? And how the display should be, everything they have considered, right, to make the user experience better. So this was just, I was giving an idea that when you think about entrepreneurship, how much focused uh, the companies are on the user, right? On the requirements of the user, how much focus do they have? Now I'll give you a few more examples, right? There's a company which has launched bags, fresh paper bags, which will help you keep your food fresh, right? So they have launched those bags, right, to keep the food fresh, and they are doing very good, right? I think its name is Fresh Papers. There are a lot of companies which are doing parcel delivery, right? Packages and movers, packers and movers, right? So a lot of companies are doing that. Then online real estate, right? So you have Magic Bricks, 99 Acres, right? And if you visit them, you will find that one is better, the other is second best, the other is third best, right? So like this, there are like, because of the differences, because of the technologies that they are using, their UI differs, and that also changes their success rate, right? Similarly, if you see Zomato, right, the kind of selections that they offer especially the ratings on the food, because when you are offering a food, people are very particular, right? People are very particular about the food, so you always want to have the best. uh, so the rating, the selection criteria, right? And a few of the things which Zomato does is that if a food is not available, they also display when it will be available, right? Which is also very important. So because if I want to eat something and it is not available, I would definitely like to know when it is available, right? So those kind of a features Zomato has added. Now this is all because they have understood the mind of the user, right? It's very important to understand what is your target audience, right? What is their paying capacity also, right? You cannot display only foods from big restaurants which will cost a lot and people will not be ordering, right? So especially if you are targeting students and youngsters who have a limited budget, right? So you cannot display products which will be difficult for them to order on a daily basis, right? um, uh, if you talk about another area of entrepreneurship, there is another area which is corporate teaching, right? Now corporate teaching is what? Now for example, in the IT industry, you have to continuously scale up, right? And there are a lot of companies which are coming up in this area. One such company which whose some of the free sessions even I am attending is called Scalar Academy. Now Scalar Academy, what it does is it basically prepares you to face interviews of product companies like Google, like Amazon, right? So they have certain packages. They take your classroom sessions, coding sessions, right? Sessions on coding, and their faculty members are a group of youngsters who have worked in companies like Google, and their founder has worked in Facebook with Mark Zuckerberg, and he's quite young. So they are doing very good in the industry, and they are preparing students to prepare the product interviews, right? So the name of the company is Scalar Academy, and they are doing very good business, right? So this was the basic idea about entrepreneurship, right? That I wanted to give to all of you. Right now, I'll give you a chance. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Yes. So students, if you have any questions regarding anything, you may ask me. Yeah. No one has any questions? Students, any kind of a questions do you have, or the faculty members? Yeah. Okay, so Vidushi is asking what would be the best way to check feasibility of the idea that we are having for entrepreneurship. Well, to start with, of course, so you need to see, like, if you have an idea for entrepreneurship, right? How many people would like to buy your product, right, or buy your service, or whatever you are offering, right? So if you see that there is a sufficient demand in the market, right, then what is the seed capital, right? What is the seed capital that you need, So if you need a seed capital initial investment, the first thing is you have to look for arranging that capital or suitable investors, right, who would like to invest in your idea, right? And how to the second important aspect will be your marketing, right? So your marketing, whether it is through digital marketing or through door-to-door marketing or through various social media channels. So marketing plays a very important role because I may be needing something, right? And it may be available. I may be needing a product or a service which may be available, but because of lack of proper marketing, right, I may not be having knowledge about it, right? I may not be having access to it. So to answer your question, Vidushi, to start with, the target audience, the seed capital, investors, and appropriate marketing. All these are initially very important if you want to go for an entrepreneurship. Okay, the next one is, and regarding feasibility, so of course feasibility would depend. I'm still answering Vidushi's question. So feasibility would depend on you need to see what is the need of the product, how your product can make the life of people easier. If you think that you have a service or a product which can ease the life of people, which can do something good for the society, then it's very well feasible, right? So you have to see various ways, because the government of India has also various offerings for people who want to go for entrepreneurship, right? So I attended a few seminars where there were government representatives, and they were telling that especially in the UP, they have started a system of single window approval. Right now, single window approval means that if you want to start a business, you don't have to run here and there. There is only one place where you have to go, and you will get all the approvals, right? And it's all online, so that there is no trouble. But that is another area, because I attended a seminar, and this session was delivered by a secretary of the government, and that's what he was telling. So I don't have much idea, but all those aspects you have to consider. Okay. Now coming to the next one. So Sharad is asking, kindly tell me how we can start with a online service portal. Right. See, online service portal is, first of all, there are various platforms available, right? There are various platforms available to build your own website. Like GoDaddy is very popular. And if you see YouTube, you will see a lot of websites which can tell you how to make a website, right? So if you have a business and you want to make an online portal for that, I would say YouTube is the best place. You can just go there, and you will see the steps of how to make that online service portal. Now, the second thing is you have to make it popular, right? So in order to increase the traffic on your website, so you have to use social media, right? So for example, if you make a YouTube channel, a YouTube channel is before it starts generating revenue, right? There is certain number of users who need to subscribe to your channel, and there is a certain number of hours they need to together collectively they need to see the videos or the content you upload. So if you, for example, make a YouTube channel and you want to popularize it, so the best thing to do that is to start with your circle. You can send it to people on WhatsApp, you can send it to people on Facebook. In Facebook, there are a lot of communities. So for example, if I am doing something for the students, which will be helpful for the students, so there are a lot of communities which are like students of class 10th, student of class 12th, commerce students, science students, right? So you can just post your service link on those communities and see the response. And once you get a response, you have to start connecting with you have to start connecting with those people and see what their requirements are and how many other people they know who have a similar set of requirements, right? So all those kind of a homework. So this entire activity would consist of, let's say, it will take a month to do, and within a month you will get a complete idea that where you stand in the market, right? So I would say for online service or online portals, YouTube and Facebook are your best places to go ahead. Okay. Now the next one from Anurag is, can we start business which is running in the market and we can run behalf of few modification? Well, I am not, I would say, an expert in entrepreneurship, right? But as we discussed, so if you do something which is already running in the market, you have to make it better. And as I think Vidushi mentioned, you have to identify the opportunities before your competitors, right? So if there is a business already running in the market, you have to see that how you can offer better services to the customer. See, everything your customer is important in any business, right? Whether it is IT, whether it is anything, right? Whether it is food business, whether it is e-commerce, education technology, online shopping, your customer is very important, right? So if you think that you can shift the customer base from some other business to your business, then you have to see that how you can improve your services, right? Improve your services, improve your pricing, right? And if people shift, so for example, if I'm buying grocery from a shop and another shop opens adjacent to that, right? There should be a reason why I should start buying grocery from the new shop. Either he should offer me more discounts, right? Or he should offer me more variety of products, or he should offer me some goodies, some free gifts, or my wait time should reduce, or he should offer home delivery. Something you have to think, right? Something you have to think. Just a So something you have to think that how your competitors or a person who is already running the business, right? How you can defeat that person. Now, one classic example which I have seen in Lucknow is I would take now one classic example which I would take is the pharmacy stores, right? Now, 10 years ago, all the pharmacies were selling the medicines at MRP, maximum retail price, right? Now, today, all of them are at least giving 10% discount, right? Some are giving more than that, right? Some are giving more than 10%, right? So, because one person started giving, the other had to give to sustain in the market, right? But there are still some old pharmacies which are still giving the medicines at MRP, because people have a notion that वहां से दवाई सही मिलती है, right? That kind of a misconception which few people have. So they are still doing their business because of that customer base which they were able to establish long ago, right? But new players, if you open a medicine shop these days, right, if you don't offer a discount, nobody will come to your shop. So if you are going to start a business which is already running in the market, you have to take into account all these parameters, right, to sustain and to go ahead of your competitor. So what is the Mohammed Uzaif is asking, what is the difference between startup and entrepreneurship, right? So basically startup is a form of entrepreneurship, right? Startup, I would say, is a form of entrepreneurship. So any uh, small, when the business is small with less number of people, you call it a startup, right? And when it becomes big, then you start calling it a company or a firm, right? So it's a form of entrepreneurship, I would say. Okay, Manish is asking, what are the platforms which help us to understand that whether my idea is as good as may change in business or not? What are the current trends in entrepreneurship and its future? Okay, now Manish, yes. So if you talk about the platforms which help you understand whether your idea is as good, right? I would say social media is the best, right? If you want an opinion from public, WhatsApp, Facebook, and LinkedIn, they are the best platforms and totally free of cost, right? So if you have an idea, you can post it on Facebook, you can post it on WhatsApp, right? And Facebook has a lot of communities and groups, right? Now, for example, I'm just taking an example. Like I have some interest in spirituality, right? Now, if you go to Facebook, there are a lot of groups which focus on spirituality. You can just join that group and you will automatically start receiving posts which focus on spirituality, right? So if you have an idea, search for a relevant group on Facebook or WhatsApp and join that group, right? That will give you an idea that where the market is heading to, right? Now I also thought of making a YouTube channel once, right? Now when I thought of making it, I few days I just went on to YouTube. I saw how people have made the YouTube channel, and then I got to know, though my channel was not successful, but I learned everything about making, running, and popularizing a YouTube channel that I can now guide anyone who wants to make a YouTube channel, or I can at least share the knowledge, right? So I would say social media is the best because, and you should also join certain communities. Now, those communities, if you, let's say, if you are in Lucknow, right? Those communities can be linked to social service. They can be used in technology. For example, IEEE. I'm not sure how many of you are members of IEEE. So IEEE you can join, right? And they also have like gatherings. Now in COVID era, they have stopped. But earlier they have like gatherings and seminars. So when you go to these seminars, right? Like I'm also part of a few communities in Lucknow. One of them is Computer Society of India, right? One of them is Lucknow Management Association. So when I go to their seminars, that is pre-COVID era, now everything is happening online. Now there are a wide variety of people who attend those meetings, right? Which includes IT professionals like me, which includes faculties and senior people from different institutions, which includes bureaucrats, right? So when you listen to their views, which also includes entrepreneurs, right? Which also includes businessmen. So when you listen to their views, right, you get a very holistic idea, right, about what is happening in the market, and that will help you plan something of your own. So to sum it up, for money regarding Manish's question, so you have to extensively use social media, which includes LinkedIn, Facebook, WhatsApp. You have to search for relevant communities. If you have interest in the field of, let's say, online education, you have to search a community related to online education. You will get to know what people are doing. Second thing, you have to be part of certain groups within your own city or within India, which are related to that. You have to attend their seminars, their gatherings. Some of them also have family gatherings, right? Conferences. You do attend conferences, right? So conferences on the area of your interest. So conferences are very important because in conference you have eminent speakers, right? And you have eminent speakers, and when they speak, right, and when they share their knowledge and their experiences, it is extremely useful, right? So that is it. That is how you can start with. Okay, now Durgesh is asking how to be successful YouTuber, right? And if I have a channel related to IT programming and subject, right? Okay, so I already talked about it. Now see, YouTube is people who started the earlier the better, right? If you see some of the popular YouTube channels, right, you will see that they only started very early putting videos, right? The content may not be that good, but now if you have to make a YouTube channel, right, the first thing is you have to focus on content and recording of your videos, right? So you should have good quality videos with good content. That is very important. Second thing, you should have a target audience, right? Now you should have a target audience. That means if you are related to IT programming and subject, your target audience is your students, right? The friends of those students, right? Students of other colleges, faculties of other colleges, right? And you have to make sure that your content is good enough so that they like your channel, right? Now, when you make a YouTube channel, there is a specific number of likes that you need to get, after which your channel starts generating revenue for you. So you need to make sure you get those many likes in your YouTube channel, right? So there are certain other ways, right, of popularizing your YouTube channel, which you can get on YouTube. So you can see a lot of videos on YouTube related to how to make a channel, how to make it effective, and they will really help you. But focus on content and presentation. That is very important. And of course, your language. Some people may prefer to watch a video in Hindi. Some may prefer to watch it in English. So you have to analyze that which one is better, and all these aspects you have to take into account. So Vidushi is asking, according to you, what is better, investing huge capital at initial stage as higher risk result in large profit, or starting with low capital, low risk and lower profits? See, so Vidushi's question is whether investing huge capital at initial stage as higher risk is better or low capital with low risk, right? So I would say this is simple to what a financial advisor will advise you, right? So high risk carries high return, low risk has low return, right? So it totally depends on what kind of a business idea you have, right? What kind of a potential you see in the market, right? What kind of a potential, what kind of a business idea, what kind of a user base you see. And it totally depends, like what capital you need and what is the risk involved. Now I'll give you an example. Now one of my friends did a huge investment in a preschool, right, which is for kids. And he started just before the COVID came, just before 2-3 months, right? Now when he set up that preschool, he had a vision that he actually focused a lot on the ambience of the school, right? Because kids are coming. Now kids, mostly in the preschool, kids, those kind of kids come who are first time going to the school, right? Like 3-year-old, 4-year-old, right? Like that. So he focused a lot on the ambience and he really got a good number of admissions, right? But then this COVID arrived and all his admissions were gone. And he had to bear the cost of the infrastructure that he had set up. So whatever business you do, it should be, you should have ample backup, and it should be it should be designed in such a way that based on the market conditions, you are able to change the business model as well as and when needed, right? As and when needed. This is what COVID has taught us, right? That you should be just like if you see the IT industry, right? Now the IT industry was in doldrums when COVID came, right? Because work from home in big companies was not a usual practice, right? Was there are companies like which of course includes TCS, but there are companies who have invested heavily on infrastructure, right? Heavily on infrastructure, and work from home was only given on a case by case basis when something is really some medical condition or something, right? No one ever thought that entire workforce can manage work from home, right? But now if we look back, work from home delivered better productivity, the profits increased. I'm talking in general, not specific to TCS. I'm just talking in general about the IT industry. The profits increased, right? And everything went well, right? So you have to adopt to the changing environment, right? Initially there were challenges with everyone. Initially there were challenges because to work from home you need to have electricity, and there are some areas in our country where electricity supply is not very regular, right? But the industry managed to overcome those challenges, and now companies are looking forward to having a model where a large chunk of their workforce will always work from home, right? Because it helps in saving a lot of costs, the driving time, the lot of costs are saved, right? So whenever you are investing a business, your capital and the initial investment and the risk would depend on whole lot of factors. Like if I showed you the Swiggy case study, now if you see, for such a small problem, the problem was that the user should be able to order from multiple restaurants in a single order, but the amount of analysis they did was too much, right? They considered lot of factors, right, to arrive at a solution. Same thing applies here as well. Yes. Okay. Any more questions? Okay. So over to you, Rishi sir.
Thank you, sir. A very nice talk here. And again, what I expect is that our faculties, I think that Vidushi as well as Sharad and other faculties, we are listening you very completely. I also listened you as well as our Director Pharmacy, Dr. Ambesh Gupta, sir, has also listened you. And on the behalf of Goel Group of Institutions, I thank you again. And what we do is that we would like that you should come to our college and let us meet someday. Now the Corona period is over, so I invite you to our college. I would like also that Dr. Ambesh sir should also speak something.
Definitely, sir. It was a very nice talk, sir, and it was very informative information sir has provided. And hope students will be motivated and they will encouraged to enter in the entrepreneurship field. So most of our students are now looking for the job, and hope at this time it will be a beneficial lecture for them, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving your valuable time, sir.
And our principal diploma, Mr. Janenji is also here. And all the three colleges of the Goel Group here, we pharmacy as well as diploma, all participated. Every faculty members are participated. Basically, the first year, second year, and third year students are in the exam. So some final year students joined here. And thank you, sir. And let's meet someday in our college. Thank you, Dr. Amit Anandji, for conducting such a good workshop for us. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rishi sir and everyone else, and Amrish sir. So of course, I have visited Goel Institute once, and I still remember it was a very great day for me. And whenever this COVID goes away, right, and we are all back to normal, I would definitely like to visit Goel Group, Goel Institution once again, right, and interact with the students and faculties, right. So this is the long term partnership that we have, and it will
Thank
keep
you,
on
thank you,
going
sir.
in the
Thank you
long
very
run
much.
as well.
Thank you.
Okay, shall I
Thanks, everyone.
disconnect?
Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, yes.
Oops.